Hi, thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to read number 53 in the RZN Codex for the Resonance series by Jason Gray. This is called Freedom Without Escape by Jason Gray. 12/20/2025, 6025 Anno Lunis. RZN ARC FRE01 Sovereign Presence Layer. Escape was the original lie about freedom. For most of human history, freedom was misdefined. Not accidentally, strategically. Freedom was framed as something that existed elsewhere, later, higher, after, beyond, outside, and once conditions were met. This framing served power perfectly. If freedom exists somewhere other than here, then here must be endured, tolerated, optimized, or survived, but never fully inhabited. Escape became the promise. Staying became the punishment. Humanity learned to associate presence with danger. The many faces of escape. Escape did not always look like running away. Often it looked respectable. Escape disguised as virtue, productivity without rest, ambition without alignment, healing without arrival, spirituality without embodiment, and hope without contact. Escape disguised as identity. I will be free when I become. I will be okay once this ends. This is not who I really am. Escape disguised as strength, emotional numbing, chronic busyness, hyper-independence, and perpetual reinvention. None of these were failures of character. They were adaptive strategies inside a world that punished presence. Why escape was intelligent before. This must be stated clearly. Escape was not cowardice. It was wisdom under threat. When truth cost safety, honesty cost belonging, slowness cost survival, stillness invited harm, presence amplified pain, then leaving, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, was the only sane response. The nervous system learned, do not stay where you cannot be yourself, so humanity became nomadic inside itself. The return removes that need, not the option. The returned world does not outlaw escape. It makes it unnecessary. This distinction matters. Freedom without escape does not mean being trapped, being forced to endure, being locked into circumstances. It means nothing is hunting you, nothing is extracting you, nothing is demanding your disappearance, and nothing requires disassociation to survive. Escape remains possible. It simply loses urgency. Freedom redefined at the nervous system level. True freedom is not ideological. It is somatic. Freedom is experienced as relaxed breath, unguarded attention, emotional range without panic, choice without pressure, and stillness without threat. When the nervous system no longer searches for exits, something radical happens. Presence stops hurting. When presence stops hurting, escape collapses naturally. The collapse of transcendence addiction. One of the most subtle escape mechanisms was upward escape. Transcendence became a ladder, higher states, higher truths, higher selves, and higher dimensions. Upward movement was often avoidance in disguise. It bypassed grief, responsibility, embodiment, relational repair, and lived consequence. In the returned world, transcendence dissolves into immanence. Nothing is above life anymore. Depth replaces height. Staying without submission. This is critical. Staying is not submission. Freedom without escape does not mean accepting abuse, tolerating harm, or enduring misalignment. It means you stay because you chose to, or you leave because you choose to. Not because fear pushes you, not because fantasy pulls you. Choice becomes clean. Relationships without exit fiction. In the overlay, most relationships were provisional. People stayed while secretly preparing to leave, or left while pretending they wanted to stay. This created emotional dishonesty, chronic instability, power imbalance, and unspoken fear. In the returned world, staying is intentional, leaving is honorable, and presence is real. No one must disappear to survive intimacy. Love no longer requires contingency plans. Work without someday. Escape hid inside the future tense. I will live when. I will rest when. I will be free when. In the returned world, work is participation, not postponement. Contribution is present time. Rest is not deferred. And life is not a rehearsal. There is no later self who gets to live more fully. There is only now, and it is sufficient. Stillness as the final test. The cleanest signs that escape has ended. The clearest signs that escape has ended. You can sit still without needing distraction. You can be quiet without collapsing inward. You can exist without explanation. Stillness stops feeling like a void. It becomes ground. This is not boredom. It is arrival. The deepest consequence. When freedom no longer depends on escape, urgency dissolves, manipulation loses leverage, fear loses fuel, time expands, presence deepens, and courage becomes ordinary. People stop asking how to get out. They start asking, how do I meet this honestly? The world responds. Freedom is not the right to leave reality. It is the ability to remain without self-abandonment. The return world does not demand that you stay. It simply becomes a place where staying no longer costs your soul. Jason Gray. Okay, that was number 53. We'll put the links of everywhere to find Jason and his writing in the description below, and I will see you next time. Thank you.